John Cofer from Team Favor is 27, 5'10", has a 72-inch reach and a 7-1 record as a pro. His opponent from Team Cruz, Vink from Hell Pichel, 29, 5'10", 72-inch reach and a 7-0 record. We had a 2-round stand-up war until about 2 minutes left to go in the second, when Pichel finally managed to pick up Cofer and slam him down to the ground. Pichel nearly got put into position for a submission in the process, but managed to elude it and spent the rest of the round, no exaggeration here, sitting on John Cofer's face. Dana White excitedly announced sudden victory. Pichel definitely brought hell to his opponent during the sudden victory round. He managed to get another takedown, jumped across him in the guard with his arm around, and got the tap out by choke 44 seconds into sudden victory. Congratulations to Vink from Hell Pichel and Team Cruz. They get the hammer back. Chris Saunders from Team Faber to face Sam Cecilia from Team Cruz. In the opening fight of Bellator 66, a lightweight tournament semifinal, we went all 3 rounds for Brett Weidman to get the decision over Thiago Michel, 29-28, 29-28, and 28-29. Then in our other semifinal of the evening, we only needed 2 rounds and we only needed about 10 seconds of the second round before Rick Hahn dropped Lloyd Woodard with a right hand and the fight was stopped. Woodard tried to protest, but he was on rubber legs. This was the right call. I'm not even sure what happened in the next fight on the scoring, to be honest with you. I really felt that Slava had won 2 out of 3 rounds and he did enough with takedowns and controlling where the fight was, but the judges all saw it 29-28 for his opponent Falcao. So I kind of feel like Slava got robbed here, but that's why Peter always says, never leave it to the judges. That's not nearly as amazing as what happened in the next fight, though, because Brian Rogers, the hometown hero basically, fighting out of Canton, Ohio, in Cleveland, Ohio, much beloved by the crowd on hand to see Bellator 66, was going out there trying to kill Andreas Spang. He threw everything in the kitchen sink at him, and in fact nearly got caught early in the fight because he slipped on a kick. Spang took his back, took a rear naked choke, and he was standing there with the choke on his back. But believe it or not, Rogers was able to get out of it and come back with another flurry. It was a back and forth crazy first round. Then in the second round, it was all stand up till about the 2:30 mark, and then you thought it was going to be over when Rogers cracked Spang with a big left. He was going for the kill, started to punch himself out, backed off a little bit so that he wouldn't gas out, and as he was regrouping and coming in to strike again, Spang caught him with a knockout one-punch devastating left hand. It was over. So Rogers was winning the striking war until the one that cost him the whole fight. And the crowd was majorly unhappy about this. And what was even more bizarre is as Spang was trying to cut his post-fight promo, saying Rogers was a really tough dude and he really respected him and he got hit really hard in the fight, Michael Falcao attacked him. He ran in the cage and went after Spang, and the announcer Jimmy Smith had to drag Falcao away and hold him back to keep the finals of the tournament from breaking out right there in the cage. So when Spang and Falcao finally get it on, there are going to be some fireworks. And if that wasn't enough, Bellator 66 came to a spectacular conclusion when Eddie Alvarez faced Shinya Aoki in a rematch of a fight he previously had lost by first-round submission. But this time, Eddie Alvarez came out on top. He hurt Aoki and was afraid to jump into his guard at first, but then he pounced and just overwhelmed him with rights on the ground. Aoki had no defense. All he was doing was covering up and trying not to get hurt worse. His corner threw in the towel. The referee didn't see it. The referee doesn't have to stop on a towel anyway in the unified rules of MMA, but he was paying attention to the fighters and not to the towel. People outside the cage were trying to point out the towel to him, but needless to say, Alvarez left no doubt. He overwhelmed Aoki on the ground. The referee stopped the fight, so towel or no towel, Alvarez got the finish. 2:14 of round 1 in a great main event.